Mr. Mamakwa is seeking the unanimous consent of the House to allow him to speak for 10 minutes regarding the historic significance of recognizing Indigenous languages in the legislature. Agreed? Agreed. Agreed.
Tonight, a historic moment in the Ontario legislature. A special program in Quebec is giving students a chance to get ready for post-secondary education.
Come get your bannock on with us here at the Indigenous Kitchen.
And we take a look at what an Indigenous food truck is cooking up. Good evening, I'm Dennis Ward. Welcome to APTN National News. We begin at Queen's Park in Toronto, where this morning an NDP member of the provincial parliament made history by speaking his Indigenous language in the province's legislature. It's the first time a language other than English or French has officially been allowed.
Mr. Mamakwa is seeking the unanimous consent of the House to allow him to speak for 10 minutes regarding the historic significance of recognizing Indigenous languages in the legislature. Agreed? Agreed. Agreed.
With unanimous approval from his fellow politicians, followed by resounding applause, Sol Mamakwa from the Kingfisher Lake First Nation addressed the Assembly in Anishininiimowin, or Cree, for the first time since he was elected 6 years ago. It's a language that the NDP MPP is fluent in, despite being punished for speaking it in residential school. In attendance for the historical moment was his mother, who is also celebrating her 79th birthday today. They sang her happy birthday. He credited her for teaching him Cree and encouraged others to revitalize their First Nations languages. Mamakwa hopes this starts a trend in legislatures across Canada.
In time past, we were told never to speak our own Indigenous language in the provincial legislature. We had a leader named Frank Birdie from Muskrat Dam that was told that they will never permit Indigenous language to be spoken in the provincial legislature. But today, it's allowed. It's a historical event. I'm praying that there's permission for our language to be spoken in the legislature, that other legislatures in Canada, governments, will allow the same process that we are doing here today. In Ottawa also, that are sitting in the Ottawa legislatures, they too will follow suit with this historic event of the Indigenous language being permitted to be spoken in this provincial legislature.
And you can hear Mamakwa's speech and see it over on our website, aptnnews.ca, and on our APTN News YouTube page. We'd also like to hear what you think about Mamakwa's speech in his language in the Ontario legislature, or anything else you'd like to get in touch with us about. Here's how to continue the conversation. If you have a story you want to share, you can send us an email to news@aptn.ca. To read and watch our stories, you can go to our website. That's aptnnews.ca. You can find us online on your favorite social media sites, including TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Follow APTN News to join the conversation and see our latest stories. To Saskatchewan now, where an inquest is underway at the Royal Hotel in Regina, focusing on the death of teenager Haven Dubois. McFable has the details from day one of the inquest.
Almost a decade after his death, family and friends of Haven Dubois are hoping to finally get some answers into the teen's death with this week's inquest. Day one began with the jury selection and then moved into the testimony from Rochelle Dubois, mother of Haven. She told the inquiry of the morning of May 20th, 2015, the day her son's sweater, hat, and shoes were found, and the frantic search which ended a short time later with Haven being found in a creek near the East Regina home. Dubois says it was her who found Haven, pulled him out of the creek, and performed CPR. He was then taken to the hospital, where he was then declared dead. Part of the day was spent exploring who Haven was, an active 14-year-old, playing many different sports like hockey, swimming, and skateboarding. Rochelle said she wanted to give Haven a better life. She said he was on a search to find himself and had big plans for his future. A day after his death, a coroner's report was released which deemed his death accidental. The report was what sparked the move towards seeking an inquiry, along with various discrepancies like an injury on Haven's face she saw at the creek. According to Rochelle, her son had no health issues and was on no medications. In the last year of his life, he was feeling pressures to join city gangs but refused. There are over 10 witnesses who will share their testimony during the inquest, which will continue throughout the rest of the week. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
Métis Nation Saskatchewan has launched a new treaty document that will set the stage for self-governance. The document is called Kishchi Anishininiimowin Machif, which translates to the sacred document of the Métis. The new modern treaty obligates Canada to recognize MNS as government and protects its rights to make decisions that cannot be overruled by the federal government, regardless of a change in political power. MNS President Glenn McCallum said the document is 150 years in the making, and he said, "We are one very important step closer to fully realizing our inherent right to self-government." The sacred document guarantees stable funding for MNS and paves the way for self-jurisdiction over healthcare, family services, and education.
And so we're excited. This is our moment as a community. This is our moment for our citizens. This is our moment for our children and our grandchildren and our future grandchildren.
The document must first be supported by MNS citizens, 75% of who must vote yes to ratify the treaty. MNS is pursuing its own agreement after withdrawing from Bill C-53, an act that would recognize Métis organizations in Alberta, Ontario, and Saskatchewan. MNS said the one-size-fits-all approach proposed by the federal government was fundamentally flawed. McCallum said Kishchi Machif is uniquely designed for Métis people in Saskatchewan. MNS aims to bring the document to Parliament Hill in 2025. Time for a quick break. Still to come, a look at these youth as they get ready to head to post-secondary education.
When I was in high school, we just learned what was in the curriculum for this program. The teachers asked us what we wanted to learn.
Welcome back. It's a gathering dedicated to helping grassroots women with self-care. Anishininiimowin is a two-day event featuring talks from women influencing changes in the community. Participants may also enjoy ceremonies like cedar baths, Reiki therapy, rattle making, hair braiding, or healing through art and beading. Here's one of today's keynote speakers.
My name is Lola Thunderchild. I'm of Chunipakwakpa, Dakota Nation. I'm the former chief there. I just finished a term in January. Women face kind of a double-edged sword when they're entering in the workforce, because you're still expected to be a mom. You know, you're still expected to carry those roles. Very important to realize your self-worth. Because sometimes, like I said, we spend so much time trying to heal others, trying to help others, that we often forget about ourselves. We sit there in places like this and these gatherings, and we don't seem to realize that each of us in there carry our own stories. Like I said, with the residential schools, with the 60 Scoop, even just surviving, they carry those stories with them, and sometimes they don't talk about it. Just remember that you're a person too, you know, your children, your own family, to respect their spirits in your own household first and strengthen those roots before you try and strengthen those of others.
Well, it was a joyous occasion at John Abbott Junior College in Montreal last week, where 15 Cree students celebrated completing a transition program that will prepare them for the next chapter of their academic journey. Maricela Amador has that story.
This is John Abbott's ESQUIO program, class of 2024.
Get ready, y'all.
Just moments before, Christina Pachano and her classmates excitedly prepare for a memorable experience.
No, I'm anxious. I want to get it over with now. It's really hot over here. I'm not used to the weather.
Congratulations to all of you.
Pachano is 23 years old. She says the one-year virtual transition program gave her the confidence to pursue higher education. The best part? She got to stay with her family in her community of Chisasibi.
It gave me more options, actually. And back in Sesame when I was in high school, we just learned what was in the curriculum. For this program, the teachers asked us what we wanted to learn.
I would like to thank John Abbott College and the Cree School Board for creating this program.
The special program was created through a collaboration between the Cree School Board and John Abbott Junior College in Montreal. This year's cohort is the third and largest to date.
It isn't easy to take that step into post-secondary education.
Kim Martin from Ganawage is the Dean of Indigenous Education at John Abbott.
I think it does help because it offers this opportunity for students to get a little bit more familiar and comfortable with the pace of college learning and assignments and deadlines and things like that. And this is something that brings a lot of stress sometimes to students. And so we work to help them overcome those issues.
The Springboard program was developed specifically for Cree students through consultation with Cree elders, educators, and experts. The courses are rooted in Cree values and worldview.
You are such a shining example of what our future has in store for us.
Dr. Sarah Pash is the chairperson of the Cree School Board.
Oh, this program is definitely successful. You know, we see high numbers of graduations from this program. We also have noticed a difference in our post-secondary students, in the feedback that we're getting from them, those post-secondary students that have left the community.
This young woman is thrilled to be starting a new chapter in her life.
First, I'm planning on working just to save up some more money, but then I'm planning on going to Heritage. Actually, I still haven't decided yet.
Although she is still unsure what the future holds, Pachano says she enjoys working with kids. Maricela Amador, APTN National News, Montreal.
Congrats to all the grads. Time for one last quick break. Still to come, a look inside an Indigenous-owned food truck in Winnipeg.
Anin, I'm Tara Hall. I'm the owner of the Indigenous Kitchen food truck here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Welcome back. Time now for our photo of the day. Clarence Jones used a drone to get this beautiful photo of Seeley Lake, nestled in the Gitxsan Nation. Thanks for always thinking of us, Clarence, and sharing some of these great photos. For your chance to be our next photo of the day, send your photo with all the details to share@aptn.ca. Time now to take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Starting on the East Coast, showers in 22 in Halifax, 21, and rain for Fredericton. Cloudy and 7 for Kuujjuaq, snow and +2 in Nain. 20 with rain in Montreal, sun's out, and 15 in Val-d'Or. A sunny high of 17 for Sault Ste. Marie, 16 under the sun in North Bay. Sunny and 20 in Thunder Bay and Sioux Lookout. 19 in God's Lake and Norway House, 21 in the Pas. A sunny high of 22 for Winnipeg and Dauphin, 23 in Brandon. Showers and 27 in Regina, rain and 24 for Saskatoon. 22 with showers in Meadow Lake, rain and 23 in La Ronge. A soggy day across northern Alberta, 15 and rain and high level in Fort Chipewyan. 16 with rain for Edmonton, showers and 18 in Lethbridge. Rain and 14 for Vancouver and Kamloops. Showers and 13 for Prince George and Smithers. 16 in Old Crow, rain, and 15 in Whitehorse. Cloudy and 18 for Yellowknife, 17 with showers in Norman Wells. 7 in Sax Harbor, 5 in Paulatuck. 5 for Chesterfield and Whale Cove. -5 in Resolute, 1 below in Joe Haven. Some wicked weather to show you now from near Montreal, where Environment Canada is investigating a suspected tornado that touched down just west of Montreal. These images were captured in the city of Rigaud, about an hour west of Montreal, just before 6 p.m. last night. Some structures in Rigaud were damaged, including a man that used to own, in this farm that this man used to own. There were a number of weather warnings, including tornado warnings at the time.
It was a garage that I built with my father in 1977, and a little workshop and a storage, second floor, and everything is gone.
The mayor of Rigaud says there are no reports of any injuries from the suspected tornado. At one point yesterday, more than 20,000 customers in Quebec had no electricity. As of this morning, there were still close to 10,000 customers without power. A food truck in Winnipeg is gaining popularity after a couple of viral TikTok videos. It includes a menu filled with bannock dishes. And word on the street is their bannock is made just like Cookham's. T.R. Wheatley takes us to the Indigenous kitchen.
My stomach's rumbling already. Hi.
Hi.
I'm T.R. Wheatley.
Tara.
I heard I had to come check it out here. So tell me, what's your most popular dish?
We have our most popular would be the classic bannock taco.
Do you recommend it?
If you have a big appetite.
What about something smaller? It's lunchtime.
Let's do the bannock chicken burger.
Okay.
Anin, I'm Tara Hall. I'm the owner of the Indigenous Kitchen food truck here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
A bannock burger.
Which bannock burger would you like?
Give me the loaded one.
The loaded cheese?
Yeah, the loaded cheese, yeah.
Anything to drink?
Pepsi.
Come get your bannock on with us here at the Indigenous Kitchen.
Okay.
My husband Corey, I have my son Skylar is on there, and my daughter Haley, she started this year, so she's second. I have my daughter Trisha, she was 4 years running, but not this year. My son Kyle started last year, he won't be returning this year. He's actually graduating from high school this year, so his main focus is that and going on to fashion, so he's gonna stay with that.
So, Tara, tell me a little bit about your kitchen. When did you start this?
I started in 2019 and added a bunch of things that I would like to represent, like my home and Every Child Matters, LGBTQ and Pride.
So you started during COVID?
Yes, I launched during COVID. Originally I had a schedule full of dates and places and events, and then COVID hit and it was zero, a big fat zero of where I was gonna go. I was like, took on everything was invested in the truck. I was like, where am I gonna go? And just happened to be going to Wholesale Club, and they had a flyers inviting food trucks to come to the lot. If it wasn't for them during COVID and my church, I probably would have failed. I would have lost everything.
But I seen your videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
You think that's proving success?
Yeah, the TikTok videos. And my daughter was like, Mom, get on TikTok. And I'm like, no, I'm too shy for that. They're like, Mom, just make little videos of your truck and the bannock. And she's like, people are gonna like it. So I was like, okay, so I just joined TikTok. But all of a sudden I'm getting 10,000 likes on some of my bannock videos.
And your big niche here, your niche, the bannock. Let's talk about your bannock.
Yeah. Pan-fried, original, there's no yeast, there's no eggs because there's allergies. So I got a lot of customers that can't have eggs, can't have dairy. And my bannock is just flour, baking powder, water, and canola oil with these two hands.
And your magic hands.
And my magic hands, yes. I try not to cross-contaminate with anything like nuts and whites just because of allergies and health.
Yeah, and you mentioned a lot of people are buying your food, you know, Indigenous people, but others as well, right?
Everybody, yeah. I get a lot of Asian people, Filipinos. They love Bannock, so they come out and they find my truck, and I'm very surprised.
Yeah, and then let's talk a little bit about your stickers. You mentioned them briefly, but I mean, Every Child Matters, MMIWG, important in our community, get awareness, important in your heart, obviously.
Yeah. I put them on there so people know this is what I represent, and because of it, I actually had people reach out to me because they were behind my truck and they said, oh, you support Every Child Matters? Can you do an event for us? As well as Pride, they're like, we've seen your truck.
You know, I just want to thank you again today. I'm ready to go and eat this food.
Don't forget, come back to Indigenous Kitchen and get your Bannock on with us.
Enjoy, TR. You didn't even offer to bring some back for the rest of us. But I have eaten at the Indigenous Kitchen. It's delicious. Well, season 10 of Face to Face wraps up tonight. Right after this newscast, we're taking a look back at some of our favorite episodes from the past season, including our interview with actor and filmmaker Cody Lightning. We spoke with Lightning about how hard it can be to get funding for Indigenous-led film projects.
There are so many gems, so many beautiful pieces that should be made that aren't, because funders, they don't get anything back from that. And it's all a money thing. And it's really unfortunate because there's so many beautiful, raw, edgy, envelope-pushing projects that should and could and be made that aren't. And hopefully with my project, Hey Victor, and others that I'm going to create, and like the late Jeff Barnaby was on the road to that, and so many other filmmakers, let's keep pushing the boundary. Let's make people feel uncomfortable with the uncomfortable.
And yes, Cody was joining us from the passenger seat of his mom's vehicle outside the arena where his daughter was playing hockey. If you watch Hey Victor, it all makes sense. You can catch the season finale of Face to Face in just a few minutes from right now. We're all out of time for your APTN National News for this Tuesday. Of course, for news anytime, though, you can visit our website, aptnnews.ca, or subscribe to our APTN News YouTube page. And a quick shout out for APTN News and Investigates, up for 5 Canadian Screen Awards tonight. Best of luck. I'm Dennis Ward, Marcy McGuitch. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your night.